let's talk about how to evolve rapidly on a spiritual and physical level, and why it is so important that you take full command of your soul's journey at this particular time. Hi, I'm Saratoga Ocean, transformational life coach, channel, and author. And today I want to talk to you guys about how you can dramatically accelerate your spiritual and physical evolution, and why it is so important that you take full command of your soul's journey at this particular point in time. Now let's begin with talking about something that I don't think hardly ever gets mentioned when we're talking about spiritual awakening or spiritual evolution or evolution of any kind on a personal level. And that is the subject of context. What is the context within which we are trying to evolve? And this is so key because context refers to the space within which you experience your reality. It's the space within which you experience yourself. And the reason this is so important is because the parameters of that space dictate what is and is not possible for you. So I want to bring this up. I brought it up in a previous video, and I'm going to bring it up again because this is so significant. You have no idea what is available to you when you truly begin to understand this. Now, here on Earth, we live in what I call an Earth-based context. That means all of our reference points are primarily those reference points that we experience through our 5 physical senses. It's all mostly physical. If it's not something that we can connect with through our physical senses, we tend to put it in a category of, well, you know, that's esoteric, that's abstract, that's spiritual, being, you know, something out there, something you can't see, something you can't prove, something you can't recognize. So we're on this physical track primarily in our day-to-day lives, which consists of routines. And as I said in a previous video, it is the Earth-based mandate, right? Where you're born, you're educated and indoctrinated into society, you're training to basically get a job, then you work for many years, hopefully you produce offspring according to society's needs, then you retire, then you die. All right, so that's sort of like the center point of our physical trajectory. That's like the bare bones, without any embellishment, without any extras, you know, improvements, whatever you want to call it. But that's just sort of like the bare bones modality that we all live in on this planet. We come here to work, we come here to struggle as we work, and then, you know, when we burn ourselves out, when we're just worn out, it's time to depart. Now, I know that's overly simplified, but it's really important that you get that central piece. And I also want to mention to you all that I'm a big believer in learning based on what you yourself can see for yourself. So I don't want you to feel that you have to take my word for anything I say. I want you to test it out for yourself. Look at your own experience. Look at the trajectory of your own life and see if you can see for yourself the evidence of what I'm saying, because that's what really has an impact. The things that have a tremendous impact on us, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, however you want to look at it, are the things that we can actually see for ourselves, as opposed to just being told it's true and just believing it because somebody said it that we admire. Okay, so I want you guys to really make an effort to see these things for yourselves. And if you don't, that's fine too, but try it out anyway and see how that goes. So that's the Earth-based context. Now, the bigger context, well, let me just backtrack for a moment. There are only so many things that are possible within that Earth-based context. there's not a lot that we don't have a lot of room or space to expand and grow. And this is why in that context, we tend to refer to, for example, our higher self as being out there someplace, because there's no room in that tiny space for our higher selves to manifest. Yet we need to be that higher self today. And I did this drawing for you all. I'm going to flip this over so you can see it. I didn't want you to get distracted. Okay, so here's a diagram of the trajectory of an earth-based context, all right? It's linear. It's, in a sense, it's kind of one-dimensional, really, in terms of direction. So you're born, you're educated, you work, hopefully you produce offspring, you wear yourself out, you retire, and you die. That's the trajectory on this planet, and it has been for many, many thousands of years, okay, in one form or another. We're at a point now where we're going to have to make some decisions for ourselves as human beings on an evolutionary basis, as individual souls, as individual entities. Do we want to continue this? Because I'm going to talk for a moment, and this is why I say it's important to do this right now, because I'm going to talk for a moment about where this could potentially go and why we need to wake up to our higher selves, to our more expanded consciousness, so that we can start to make conscious choices about our soul's infinite journey. All right. Now, this is the other context. I have termed this a universal extraterrestrial context. Don't freak out about extraterrestrial. I'm not talking about UFOs. I'm not talking about little people coming out of spaceship. It has nothing to do with that. All right. You can just forget all about that right now. Okay. The reason I use the word extraterrestrial, and you'll learn this as you listen to me more and more, is because I use the word as an adjective. I don't use it as a noun. Extraterrestrial describes and includes the physical nature of the universe that we live in. It's not just the esoteric, abstract universe that we all talk about in a spiritual sense, you know, like, oh, ask the universe, or the universe wants me to do this, or however we refer to the universe. That's all great, that's all fine, but we need to get our feet really grounded in terms of the fact that we live in a physical universe as well, so that it's complete. Now, the reason this is important is because we're in a physical world on this planet. This planet is physical, and the universe is as well. Now, I'm not going to get into the whole 3D, 4D, 5D thing right now. Maybe I'll get into that in a future video, but for right now, I just want you to understand the physicality of our Earth. Our experience of that physicality, we need to include the physicality of the solar system, the galaxy, the cosmos at large, because that is absolutely real. It's proven. It's not questionable at this point. This universe is massive, it's huge, and it's also interdimensional, it's multidimensional. So it's a vast space of potential and possibility. So that's the reason I use the word extraterrestrial, because when you hear that word, you start thinking on a physical level. All right, so just try to associate the word as an adjective describing the totality of the universe, the totality of the cosmos. And if you recognize that, the more you get this, you'll start to realize, you know what? We're kind of extraterrestrial too, because why is our planet exempt from the extraterrestrial universe, right? Our planet is just as extraterrestrial as all the other planets and all the other stars and all the other galaxies. So then you start to realize it takes the charge off the word. It becomes just a way to reference the physical universe, and also including the interdimensional nature of the physical universe, which we also have here, by the way. We are interdimensional beings. We are multidimensional beings. So with that said, let me explain a little bit more about this diagram. So you have a choice right now. We all have this choice. We can stay limited in this trajectory, and I want to talk to you about evolution here, spiritual evolution and physical evolution and soul evolution, because evolution is a force of nature. evolution. It's a force of nature, okay? Everything in the universe is evolving at all times. So this force is behind this trajectory, it's behind this trajectory, it's behind every single possible trajectory that exists. So what you choose depends upon your trajectory, depends upon where you're going to go. When you look at a universal extraterrestrial context, unlimited possibilities, unlimited potential for accelerated evolution, advanced spirituality. It's just endless. Okay, but here, not as much, right? Because here, it's kind of like, if this is all about our physical senses, imagine that this is a wall. We can't go beyond this wall of our physical senses. We're kind of stuck here. And we're also stuck in the belief that planet Earth is it. We're the center of the whole cosmos. That's sort of what we've been led to believe for a very long time, right? Okay, so you might say, well, you know what? I'm okay to just stay here. I'm fine with that. I don't have a problem with this scenario. I'm learning a lot. I'm evolving, whatever. But let me point one thing out. This is why I said this is so important to choose and be conscious and evolve rapidly right now. Do you know where this is going? AI, okay? Now, I'll talk more about this in another video, but you have to come to terms with the fact that the direction this is going is a combination of biological and AI life. That means cyborg, android, whatever. I'm not making this up. This is not my opinion. You guys can research this. You can find out for yourselves. Very prominent people have been talking about this for a long time. You can see the signs all around you. I'm not going to go into it right now because it'll take a long time, but you have to really think about where life on this planet is headed. Because this evolutionary force of nature is pushing evolution. And let me explain what I mean by this. Okay, if you look at education and indoctrination, work, producing offspring, all of this is about accelerating this process. That's the whole purpose of technology and AI, to improve this and accelerate it, right? We already know that AI is far faster at educating itself, at acquiring information. It's far more productive at tasks that it can perform. And this is accelerating more and more. So it's not a question of whether it's good or bad. It's just a question of, are you willing to wake up and become conscious? And I think this is actually, now this might sound weird to say, but in a way I think this is a good thing, because this is really pushing us to awaken spiritually. It's pushing us to awaken to who we really are at a much bigger, more expanded level, because something inside of you might be telling you, you know what? There's something I need to understand about what's happening on this earth. There's something I need to factor into my consciousness, but you might not know what it is. So I'm here to help you do that. I'm here to help you, give you a new way of looking at things, a broader way of looking at things, a larger perspective, so that you will be able to answer certain questions for yourself. And I'm not going to go into how to do any of this today, because I really believe the first step is just simple contemplation. Just contemplate these things for yourself. Just be with these ideas. You don't have to do anything right now. You just have to, if you want to, you don't have to, but if you want to, just contemplate it. Think about it. Get a feel for, do you resonate with this? Does this make sense to you? Now, when you hear people talk about things like ascension, that's happening here. You notice where this arrow is going, right? There's a crossroads happening here. and you get to choose where you want to be. That's the fantastic news. You get to pick which way you want to go. So this is already a manifestation of advanced evolution for all of us, because we've never had this option before. We've not been in a place to be able to think in this broad of a space, in this broad kind of terms, where we can actually start to contemplate on a conscious level the direction of our soul's journey. And this is actually a truly exciting time. And I'll tell you why, because, you hear a lot these days about this mass spiritual awakening that's happening. You hear about things like ascension, a lot of concepts that were never talked about, even in the most recent of pasts. But now it's becoming so much more commonplace. So this is truly an exciting time. Now, I'll tell you one other reason I think this is really, truly exciting, because there are many who are referring to something called the Veil of Forgetfulness. So when you're born here, you forget who you are, and that's 100% true. We forget, right? It's kind of crazy. We forget, and we just get on this track and we think that's it, that's all there is. Just make the best of it, make it happen as well as you can, as in a positive a way as you can. But that's it. We're kind of stuck with this, so we believe. So now we actually have a chance to stop forgetting who we are. We have a chance to start to remember who we are at the largest possible way. So we actually have the potential now to begin to choose the direction of our evolution in all of these different options. So step one, just to conclude this, I want to make this really simple for you guys. All you have to do for step one, and I'll go into more detail about this in the future, in future videos, but for right now, step one, just keep it simple. Keep it very relaxed for yourself. Step one is just simple contemplation. Just contemplate this. Think, okay, straight line forward is what I've been doing all my life, what everybody I know has been doing on planet Earth. We are very Earth-centric. We don't really think about things outside of Earth, except for maybe entertainment purposes, unless you're a scientist or astrophysicist or something like that. And then we have this sort of abstract out there thing called our spirituality, our higher self, but that's sort of like for meditation, and it's sort of out there. Well, now the doors are opening so it can all unify, it can all connect. It all connects here, okay? You can wake up to all of it, and it doesn't have to be anymore this idea that, well, we're not really going to know who we are until we die. No, that's absolutely false. You can know who you are in a larger sense, in an infinite sense, as an immortal, infinite being. You can know who you are while you are alive right now, okay? So that's pretty much it for this video. Just to encapsulate, you just want to think about context. You want to contemplate where this is going. Do you want to keep going on this line, or do you want something that gives you far more choice, far greater options? Don't even bother asking yourself the question how at this point. The how reveals itself to you as you open up more, as you expand your consciousness. This will all come to pass. You can be certain of that, okay? So you don't have to concern yourself or worry about the how. How do I do it? I don't know. I'm stuck. Don't put yourself through any of that. Just be relaxed, be easy with yourself. Just think, just like daydream about it, if you will. Just give yourself a chance to start to get a feel for these ideas. Okay, that's all you have to do to start. And just watch what happens. Watch how it affects you just to contemplate the idea. Okay? So it's a very exciting time to be alive. This is an awesome time in our evolutionary journey as beings, as souls, as physical human beings as well. And we have amazing choices before us. All right, so until the next video, I hope you will subscribe, hit the notification bell, and leave me a comment below and let me know if you've ever thought of these things before, or let me know, I'd love to know how it has affected you living on this particular path in your life. Just let me know what your thoughts and feelings are about that. I would love to know. And share this video out with anybody else that you think might benefit. Okay, so that's it for today. I'm sending you all so much love, peace, light, love, and namaste, everyone. Have a beautiful day.